So we want to show you what was Jesus Christ put through, that he was brought to a low estate. Let's look at Matthew chapter 26 verse 67 and 68. Matthew chapter 27 verse 67 and 68. And there's many more. This could be a many-part class. We're going to show you clearly in the Bible when Christ was put in a low estate. Remember, he had power to get out of all of this. And the proof is, I'm going to show you some examples of Christ's power. Read.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 26, and verse 67. Then did they spit in his face.
So, they spit in Jesus Christ's face. Read on.
And buffeted him.
And they buffeted him. Read on.
And others smote him with the palms of their hands.
And they smacked him. When you see them videos on YouTube when the smack is across the earth, you spitting, you bound him, and you smacking him in the face in front of Peter. When you read above, it was soldiers they had him boxed in. Read.
Saying, prophesy unto us, thou Christ.
Hey, listen. Which one of us smacked you in the face? Read on.
Who is he that smote thee?
Hey, tell us which one is about to smack you in the face. Which one smacked you in the face? The evil and the hatred behind this that he was suffering. Is there more on that? Jump to verse Matthew 27 and 26 through 30. I'm going to show you more examples. And there's many more. And I'm going to show you the patience that Christ exhibited was unlike anything we've ever seen on earth. Because when you know the power that he had, we're going to read about the power he had to control. You don't think Christ was angry and mad you don't think he was? Remember, he was tempted at all points, but he sinned not. So of course he was tempted to use his power. Of course he was tempted to put these men to death, and he could have. But he knew he had to listen to God. He believed in God. He had to fulfill the prophecies written of him. Read.
Matthew chapter 27 verse 26. Then released him Barabbas.
So Barabbas, remember, they had a choice. They could release Barabbas or let Christ go free. They released Barabbas. Barabbas was not found blameless. Christ was found blameless, and they want to put him to death. Think about the hatred behind that. He knew that he didn't do nothing wrong, and he knew the hatred behind it, but he knew he had to take it patiently. He knew he was in a low estate, and he had to constantly endure through his trial. Read.
Unto them. And when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified.
He scourged Jesus, meaning he beat him. Read on.
Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall.
They took him to the common hall. The soldiers took him to the common hall. Read.
And gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers.
The whole bunch of them, a whole lot of them. Read on.
And they stripped him.
What?
And they stripped him.
They stripped our brother. You ever seen these things when you go to prison? They take everything away from you. They embarrassed this man. You don't think that he felt shame? You're going to strip in front of other grown men. They stripped him down. Read on.
And put on him a scarlet robe.
And the scarlet robe, they mocked him. Read on.
And when they have platted a crown of thorns.
So, you know what a crown of thorn is? You know what platted means? It means to situate on one's head. They platted that crown on his head. What do you think happened when the crown of thorns was? You think that it felt good? You were just stripped down, you got a crown of thorns put on your head, and now they platted down on your doggone head. You think that felt good? And all the while, this is a man who was blameless. And he was constantly enduring. He didn't make haste in time of trouble. And I'm going to show you what the haste he could have made. Read.
They put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand.
And a reed in his right hand. Come on.
And they bowed the knee before him.
So now they're mocking him and embarrassing him even more. The reed is supposed to represent a scepter. The crown is supposed to represent he's a king. And they put him in a scarlet robe, which scarlet means when you mock someone. And now they're bowing down to him, laughing at him. The same way that they laughed at us when they put us on fire and bombed it, and then they hung us on trees. The same way they put postcards. Okay? That's why we know we're the Israelites. This is a black man's death if I ever heard of one. Read.
And mocked him.
And mocked him. Read.
Saying, Hail, King of the Jews.
Hail, King of the Jews. They're mocking him. They embarrassed him. Christ didn't run. Christ, when he was tempted. What do you think? Listen. What do you think Christ was tempted to do right now? How about make their hearts implode in their chest? How about opening his mouth and having him back the hell up at one time? How about that? And we got proof of that. Read.
And they spit upon him.
And they spit upon the brother. Read.
And took the reed and smote him on the head.
They took the reed, which is supposed to be represented, he had power with the mock, and they smacked him on top of the head with it. Read on.
And after that they had mocked him.
Yep.
They took the robe off from him.
Showing you that the robe was mockery. They took the robe off him, and what?
And put his own raiment on him.
Then they put the regular clothes back on him. Showing you they did all of that to embarrass him in front of everybody. What do you think that Christ was tempted to do? What do you think? We're going to show you what he's tempted to do. Let me get the book up. Now we're going to get to the script. Matthew 14, verse 25. Jesus Christ had powers unfathomable to our minds. Let's read about 4 things that he did that are scientifically unexplainable. It's the power and spiritual power of God. You got that?
Yes, sir. Book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 25.
We've all heard these before. Read on.
And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them.
The 4th watch of the night. Jesus went unto him. Read on.
Walking on the sea.
What it said?
Walking on the sea.
How the hell can a man walk on sea? Because he had powers that God gave him that we cannot understand. Read on. Is there more?
No, sir.
Now give me the book of John 2, verse 7 and 9. What other power did Jesus Christ have on earth? If you can walk on water, that means you got power over elements. Let's see what else power he had. Read.
The book of John, chapter 2 and verse 7. Jesus said unto them, fill the water pots with water.
He said, go over there, get them pots and fill that up with water. Read.
And they filled them up to the brim.
They filled up the water pots up to the very top. That's the brim. Read on.
And he said unto them,
come on.
draw out now and bear unto the governor of the feast.
He said, draw it now and bear out to the governor of the feast. Come on.
And they bear it.
Come on.
When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water.
So now the ruler, this is the guy, the ruler of the feast, the master of the feast. He making sure everything is all right, right? Because this is a what? What kind of feast was this? I believe this is a wedding feast. Read on.
That was made wine. He knew not whence it was.
So he didn't know where it came from. He didn't understand. He's thinking something else. Read on.
But the servants which drew the water knew.
But the servants that drew the water, they knew where it came from. Read on.
The governor of the feast called the bridegroom.
So he called the bridegroom over. He said, come here for a second. Come on.
And said unto him, every man at the beginning does set forth good wine.
Listen, usually you put the good wine out first. So it shows you that Christ, when you're going to find out, he made wine that is considered the best wine. Read on.
And when men have well drunk.
He said, after everybody has a little bit of good wine, come on.
Then that which is worse, but thou hast kept the good wine until now.
Leave the stuff at the bottom of the barrel for later. Don't worry about that. Christ had the power to turn water into wine. How is it possible you can take water and turn it into wine? Because he had superpowers, spiritual power. Let's get another one. Give me John 18, verse 3 through 6. So you telling me that at any time Christ couldn't have put these men to death that was mocking, spitting on him? You don't think he could have? Yes, he could have. But he was tempted. But guess what? Sirach 2, Christ knew the word. He said he was patient when he was brought to a lower state, and he didn't make haste in time of trouble. And Christ went through a whole lot of trouble. Read.
Book of John, chapter 18 and verse 3.
Come on.
Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees.
Here go to sell out. Here go to sell out. Judas Iscariot. Read.
Cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons.
Showing you it was at night. You don't need a lantern in the doggone daytime. Read.
Jesus therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, whom seek ye? Then answered him, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus said unto them, I am he.
I am he. So he's showing this is talking about Jesus. Read on.
And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them.
Judas, which also betrayed him, stood with him. Read on.
As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, they went back.
Wait, we're going to read this again. Because you got to understand, there's a couple of different superheroes they got out, right? And action figures. They got a power that when they open up their mouth, people fall back. It's like a sonic boom. They talk and people fall down, right? So I want you to imagine. You gotta listen, and you gotta imagine what's going on right now. Read it again.
As soon then as he had said unto them,
So as soon as he had said unto them, read on.
I am he.
He said, I am he. Come on.
They went backwards.
So when the words that he said, I am he, were so powerful, it knocked them on their rear ends. It knocked them down. Read on.
And fell to the ground.
And what the heck can make a grown man? These are men with lanterns and swords. These are not soft suckers. These are real powerful men that came to kill people. So we ain't talking about chumps. We're talking about warriors. In his words, I am he, knocked them all down. That's spiritual power. So when they was mocking him, when they had him spitting on him, when they was putting the reed and smacking the head and plaiting the crown, when they was doing all these things to them, you don't think he could be tempted to put their lights out right then and there. But he didn't do it. So when your trial comes on you, what's your excuse? What is your excuse? That's where you got to always go back to the scriptures and see. See what happened to the forefathers. Is there more on that?
That's all right.
Okay, now, last scripture. Let's get the book of Matthew chapter 8, verse 26.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 26. And he said unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith?
Oh, ye of little faith, come on.
Then he arose and rebuked the winds.
Wait a minute, stop. Read it again.
Then he arose.
So, read from the top about the little faith.
And he said unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little
The
faith?
same thing we say to you. Why are you afraid? Why do you have little faith? The whole part of this class is the trials of your faith. So you think you're not going to go through something in this truth? O ye of little faith. Read it again.
Why are ye fearful?
Why are you afraid, Israel? Come on.
O ye of little faith?
Your faith gets built up when you go through your trials. Read.
Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea.
When you find out in the interest of time before, the seas were roaring, the wind was whipping. Christ went back and said, he rebuked, stop. And it stopped and died down. You're talking about a man that could control the elements, water the wine, walk on water, and make men fall back with his voice. And there's other powers that we can't even imagine he had. You trying to tell me when them cowards did that to him and mocked him and spit on him, that he couldn't have put them all to death or suffered them? He could have did all of that. But he didn't, because he had to endure his trial. So understand that, Israel, when you go through your trials, is to try you. Last scripture, we're going to close it out with the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. We started out with Peter, we're going to end with Peter. Okay? Understand that. Israel, you're going to go through things. And when you go through things, you better be prepared to go back and revisit your forefathers. Like I said, check Joseph out, for those of you who have not seen the trials of Joseph. Read.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12.
Come on.
Beloved, think it not strange.
Stop. He said, don't think that it's strange. Come on.
Concerning the fiery trial.
The fiery trials. Now we know precept upon precept. That trial is for your faith. For my faith. For his faith. For your faith at home. Read on.
Which is to try you.
What?
Which is to try you.
To see what? If you believe. To see if you have faith, man. Read.
As though some strange thing happened unto you.
It ain't strange. It's not uncommon if you go through things. Read on.
But rejoice.
But what?
But rejoice.
Why? Why should we rejoice? Come on.
Inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed.
So we're going to be partakers of the suffering Christ went through. And when his glory is revealed, come on.
Ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
And so you're going to have to suffer in this truth. You're going to go through things. And then in the end, when we endure to the end, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. We're going to glory with Christ, and it's going to be a glorious day. So with that, Israel, endure your trials. It's a test of your faith. With that, we say shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. We have repented.
it's so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.